Scorpio, the universe saw every silent battle you fought. Scorpio, this message found you for a reason. Because for a long time now, you've been carrying battles nobody fully understands. Battles you never explained. Pain you learned to hide behind calm eyes, quiet smiles, and simple words like, "I'm fine." But the truth is, you've been surviving emotional wars in silence. And what makes your story different, Scorpio, is that you didn't become bitter after everything you went through. You became deeper, wiser, more aware. Even when life pushed you to your emotional limit, you still kept going. That's why the universe is watching you differently now. Because most people would have broken under the pressure you survived quietly. And lately, something has been changing around you. You feel it at night. You feel it in your intuition. You feel it in the sudden distance from certain people. The strange emotional clarity. The need to protect your peace more than ever before. That's not random. The universe is closing an old cycle in your life. A painful one. A heavy one. A cycle where you constantly had to prove your worth to people who could never fully see your value. Scorpio, your soul is tired of fighting for bare minimum love, fake loyalty, and temporary connections. And honestly, you were never meant to stay in spaces that drained your spirit. The hardest part about being a Scorpio is that you feel everything deeply, but you rarely show the depth of what you feel. People see your strength, but they don't see the nights you questioned yourself. They don't see the emotional exhaustion. They don't see how many times you silently rebuilt yourself after disappointment. And the scary thing is, you became so good at surviving pain that people started assuming pain no longer affects you. But it does. It always did. You just learned how to suffer quietly. That's why this next chapter feels different. Because the universe is finally bringing balance back into your life. Not through revenge. Not through chaos. But through truth. And truth changes everything. Some of you are about to realize why certain people disappeared. Why certain relationships failed. Why certain doors closed no matter how hard you tried to keep them open. Because those situations were slowly disconnecting you from your higher path. Scorpio, you outgrew people who only loved the version of you they could control. Read that again. You outgrew environments where you had to shrink your emotions just to make others comfortable. And lately, your energy has been calling your power back. You may have noticed, you're becoming quieter. More selective. More protective of your energy. Less interested in proving yourself. That's spiritual growth. A healed Scorpio doesn't chase attention. They observe. They protect their peace. And they stop explaining themselves to people committed to misunderstanding them. The universe saw every moment you stayed silent instead of reacting. Every moment you chose healing over revenge. Every moment you kept showing kindness while secretly fighting emotional storms inside your mind. None of it was ignored. And here's what many Scorpios need to hear right now. Your delayed blessings were never punishment. The universe was preparing you emotionally for the life you asked for. Because the version of you from 2 years ago could not hold the level of peace, love, abundance, or emotional maturity that's trying to enter your life now. You had to evolve first. That's why your loneliness became necessary. That's why certain separations happened. That's why some people suddenly became strangers. The universe had to remove distractions before alignment could happen. And yes, Scorpio, I know part of you still feels hurt. There are memories you don't talk about. people you secretly miss, conversations that still replay in your mind late at night. But your soul already knows something your heart is still learning. Not everyone was meant to continue the journey with you. Some people only existed to teach you discernment. Others taught you self-respect. And a few taught you how powerful your intuition truly is. Because every single time your gut warned you about someone, you were right. Scorpio intuition is not normal intuition. It's energetic awareness. You feel shifts before words are spoken. You notice energy before actions happen. You can sense emotional distance before the relationship even changes. And honestly, that gift protected you more times than you realize. Right now, many Scorpios are entering a phase where fake connections are falling apart naturally. No forcing, no drama, no chasing, just truth revealing itself quietly. You're beginning to see people clearly now. Who genuinely supports you, who secretly envies you, who only returns when they need something, who drains your spirit instead of feeding it. And once a Scorpio sees the truth, they never unsee it. That's why your circle is getting smaller. But your peace is getting stronger. The universe is teaching you that protecting your energy is not selfish. It's necessary. Especially for a Scorpio soul. Because your energy is intense, healing, magnetic, transformational, and not everyone deserves unlimited access to it. Some people loved your light while benefiting from your darkness. But now, the universe is breaking those energetic cords. And for many of you, this next season is going to feel emotionally unfamiliar. Because peace is finally replacing survival mode. Imagine that. Waking up without emotional heaviness. Not overthinking every text message. Not carrying everyone else's emotions. Not constantly preparing for disappointment. That energy is leaving your life slowly. And you may already notice signs. Sudden emotional detachment. Wanting solitude. Feeling spiritually awakened at night. Random realizations about your worth. Old attachments losing emotional control over you. That's your soul healing. And healing for Scorpio is powerful because once you truly let go, you never return to the same version of yourself again. That's the transformation people underestimate about you. You don't simply move on. You evolve. That's why people from your past often struggle to understand the new version of you. They remember the Scorpio who tolerated disrespect. The Scorpio who kept giving endless chances. The Scorpio who stayed emotionally available even when exhausted. But that version is disappearing. Now you're becoming emotionally disciplined. And that changes everything. Because once a Scorpio learns self-worth, their entire reality shifts. The universe is also bringing karmic clarity into your life right now. People who underestimated you are starting to recognize your value. People who ignored your loyalty are realizing how rare it actually was. And people who mistook your silence for weakness are finally understanding the strength it took for you not to react. Scorpio, your silence was never weakness. It was self-control. It was wisdom. It was survival. And the universe witnessed every invisible battle you fought alone. That's why blessings are entering your life differently now. Slowly, quietly, but powerfully. New opportunities, unexpected emotional freedom, healthier relationships, spiritual alignment, financial improvement, inner peace. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because you finally stopped abandoning yourself to save others. That lesson changed your energy permanently. And here's something important. Your future requires a stronger boundary system than your past ever did. Stop reopening doors your intuition already closed. Stop doubting what your spirit already confirmed. Stop shrinking yourself to keep temporary people comfortable. The universe didn't bring you this far just to return you to environments that broke you. You're entering a rebirth phase now, Scorpio. A powerful one. And rebirth always looks lonely before it looks beautiful. So if you've been feeling disconnected lately, if you've been pulling away from noise, if you've been craving solitude more than attention, don't panic. Your soul is reorganizing your life. You are not being abandoned. You are being redirected. And years from now, you're going to look back at this painful chapter and realize something incredible. The battles that nearly destroyed you were actually transforming you into the strongest version of yourself. The universe saw every tear nobody noticed, every heartbreak you hid, every silent prayer, every lonely night, every moment you wanted to give up but kept moving anyway. None of it was invisible. In Scorpio, your reward is not just success. Your reward is becoming someone nothing can emotionally destroy anymore. That is real power. If this message resonated with your spirit, comment, "I survived in silence," below. And if you're still watching, you're not here by accident. Go ahead and subscribe. This content is made for you.